Welcome to week 2 of Capital Hoops Live on DMV Stream. I'd like to welcome everyone back. We got a jam-packed show for today. We got a bunch of video. I'm gonna release the January plays of the month for the first time on DMV Stream right here during the show. After the show, they'll be up on the internet on our YouTube page on Capital Hoops. We've got a bunch of highlights from games we went to this week. We're going to go through some standings. I got a trivia question towards the middle of the show I'm going to ask. You guys can hit me with the answer on Twitter. First person that hits me with the right answer wins a free DVD of any game they want that we filmed this year. It's a tough trivia questions. Don't think you're going to be able to Google it. And to be honest, I'm going to be surprised if anybody gets it. I'm very impressed. So without further ado here, just wanted to make sure everyone knows DMVSTREAM.COM's broadcast pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU youth games in DC, Maryland, and Virginia to televisions, computers, mobile devices, iPhones, iPads, Androids, and more. Go to DMVSTREAM.COM and you can find out all about this new interactive website. First thing we're going to do was the game we went to tonight. I had a chance to go watch a player who I've been hearing about for 2 years. Never seen him play live tonight. Was real eager to check him out. I was very impressed. His name is Maury. Plays for Kennedy High School. They played against Springbrook tonight. Springbrook, won back-to-back state championships a few years ago. Still has a very good team right now. They're a big team. They go 6'3" through 6'5", every one of their starters. The two teams played already once this year. Kennedy beat them at Springbrook, so it was, payback time on Springbrook's minds. So we were out there tonight at Kennedy High School, and we're going to show you highlights of that game tonight. Springbrook at Kennedy. Number 10 is Marcus Maury for Kennedy.
Number 14, Andrew Robinson.
Big game today.
Yes, sir.
Springbrook coming into town. They got good team, good players over there. What was your mindset coming into this game?
Coming in, I'm thinking we got to get this W. For real, man. We beat them one time, had to come out and do it again. Got to beat them. I can't let them talk trash the whole summer. Swept them this time. It's a big one with the Springbrook.
What about the fact that they didn't have a true point guard out there? Was that easier for you? You didn't have to go against a true one, and they kind of had a makeshift one out there today?
That made a little difference, but I don't think that they have a point guard period. I think they're more of a two guard. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have a point guard.
All right. Well, thanks, Marcus. Appreciate the time. So again, that was Kennedy point guard Marcus Maury, dynamite little ball handler, incredibly quick, just a great little player. Plays for Kennedy High School. There's a bunch of small point guards in Montgomery County. We got J.J. Epps and Magruder, Tyvon Grant, Watkins Mill, and Murray at Kennedy, who can really get it done, really score in bunches. They're team leaders. They pester their opposition on the defensive end, and I'd heard a lot about Marcus, but I was very, very impressed with his game. Next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna kind of give you a recap of what Capital Hoops has done in the last week. We go out to a game pretty much every night, maybe take one night off a week, and then usually, at least once a week, we'll find 2 or 3 games that we can hit in one day. So. There were I think I went to 9 games this week, so we're going to take a look at some highlights of each one of those games. In between the highlights, I'll be back with you just to discuss some of the players or maybe big plays in that game that kind of dictated the game. So we're going to start off here. This is last Tuesday night, Paul VI at Gonzaga. Gonzaga led for much of this game. Paul VI had a furious comeback. And you'll see the highlights and what happened at the very end of this game. Chris Jenkins hit 2 free throws with 2.5 seconds left to give Gonzaga the win over Paul VI. That was Paul VI guard Kevin Dorsey, who missed a shot from half court at the buzzer. If you remember the last week's show, Kevin Dorsey hit shots, buzzer beaters in back-to-back weeks to win the Bass Pro Tournament of Champions. And he just barely missed that shot from half court. Brought back thoughts of Gordon Hayward taking that half court shot against Duke in the championship a couple years ago. Here's a couple interviews that we did after the game with a couple Gonzaga players.
2.6 seconds left. You're at the line, down 1. What's going through your mind?
Just win the game. Just make the free throws and get out of here with a win.
You feel any pressure up there?
I mean, it was hype atmosphere. Two great teams battling. I was just able to go up there and knock them down.
What did you think? You know, you guys were up double figures, it seemed like, most of the second half. They put together a huge run, came back, took the lead with, 30 seconds left in the game. What's going through your mind at that point?
Just get the best shot that we could, take care of the basketball, and at least get a shot attempt. That's what we want.
The first dunk was coming down the lane. He dished me the ball, and I got to step left to right just how I like to, and I rose up on him and dunked it.
Second one, put back dunk. Talk about that one.
Yeah, that one was sweet. My man Brad missed the layup. I saw an opportunity. I knew it was going to come off the rim, so I went up and slammed.
Next game we're going to take you out to is a game we saw last Wednesday night. This was Princeton Day Academy. That's a Keel car. They played at National Christian. They're a part of the new Capital Beltway League. Capital Beltway League, I believe, has 5 teams in it this year. They just announced their plans to have, a postseason tournament, which is going to be towards the. It's in a couple of weeks. I believe it's in 2 weeks. I'll have the details for you next week, but it's not for a couple of weeks. So we went out to catch this Capital Beltway League. This was the 3rd time Princeton Day and National Christian played this year. They split the first 2, and this is how the game went down on Wednesday night. National Christian ended up winning that game by about 9 points. Keel Carr had 30 points. And National Christian takes the season series 2-1 over Princeton Day. We took off Thursday night, Friday, hit up 2 games. Big game in the MAC. Sidwell Friends at home against Maury. Maury got them good earlier in the season at Maury. So this was, Maury's still undefeated in the MAC. So this was a big game for Sidwell at Sidwell. Electric, packed house. And this is how it went down at Sidwell Friends, Friday night, 5:30 game. So that was the first game that we went to on Friday. Maury won by, I think they finished winning by 14. Maury just absolutely demolished them. I mean, Maury won through even their top two guys on the bench are phenomenal players. I mean, they're a deep team. Every position they've got depth. They are. I mean, if they had a 6'6", 6'7" kid, they'd be right in the thick of things in the WCAC this year. And I think a lot of people would tell you the same thing. So after we left Sidwell Friends, we went over to St. John's to watch DeMatha and St. John's play. St. John's hasn't beat DeMatha in almost a decade. And this is what happened at St. John's College High School Friday night 7:30 game. Shot against DeMatha. Take us through that last play of the game.
I just knew we had to make a play, and this time was going down, so I just had to make a play. The original play was just to get the ball inside and to get the mismatch against BJ, but it broke down.
Through the hole.
I had confidence in myself, so I knew I could take the shot.
I mean, that's why they're DeMatha. I mean, I know everyone's talking about where the record is. You got to throw that out the window. They're a really good team that can play no matter what. I mean, we made runs. They came back. Early on they were up. We came back. I mean, it's what basketball is. And in the end, we just had last possession. We were lucky.
All right. Before we take you out to Saturday's action, it's time for Capital Hoops Trivia. Every week we're gonna have a trivia question for you. Now, the first person that tweets me the answer to the trivia question, I got my phone right here. Our Twitter name is @CapitalHoops. This is how you spell Capital Hoops right here. The @ CAPITOL Hoops. @CapitalHoops. First person that hits me with the answer @CapitalHoops, you will get a DVD of your choice of any game that we've filmed this year. You want a game of Keel Cars played in, you want one of these big WCAC games, the game this Tuesday night between O'Connell and Gonzaga, you want that DeMatha buzzer beater against St. John's, You can go on our website. Any game that we have highlights up for this year, we've got that game on DVD. So the first person to hit me with the correct answer gets a DVD of your choice. So here's your question. There's currently 2 coaches in the DMV. They're currently coaching in the DMV who coach the following NBA players. I want you to tweet me who those 2 coaches are and where they coached those players when they were playing. The 2 players are Rudy Gay, who was just traded from Memphis to the Toronto Raptors, and Delonte West. So I want you to tweet me the high schools that Rudy Gay and Delonte West went to and what 2 coaches who are currently coaching right now in the DMV at different schools than where they coached Rudy Gay and Delonte West in high school. So hit me with that on Twitter. Delonte West, Rudy Gay, who coached them in high school? And the hint is they're currently coaching somewhere in the DMV right now. So hit me with the tweet with that. First person that gets to me, I'll get right back to you while we're on the air right now, let you know if someone got it, and then I'll privately get in touch with you about getting you a DVD. Now, as we move along through Capital Hoops' week, Saturday, big tournament at Coolidge High School. There were a bunch of games there. We're going to show you highlights from one of those games. That game was Spingarn High School in D.C., DCIAA team against St. Francis, private school in Baltimore. This was a phenomenal game. Ended up going into double overtime. No one really gave Spingarn much of a chance. St. Francis has a great team, a lot of guys going D1, and there were 2 key performers in this game who you'll see a lot of in this quick little highlight tape.
coach told us to fight. They is a good team. And our big man foul and our shooter, we lost confidence. And it was a good game for us. We said young, getting ready for the conference play on Tuesday. Get back, bounce back, get a W.
Schools that are interested in you?
Yeah. I got Miami, Maryland, Georgetown, Rutgers, VCU, NC State.
All right. Last game we're going to take you to was on Super Bowl Sunday, DeMatha Gonzaga. I'm sure a lot of you have seen highlights of this game already. We got a quick highlight package of DeMatha Gonzaga, and then we're going to look at some standings around the DMV, and we're going to get to our January plays of the month. I have not received any tweets yet with the answer to that trivia question. Again, name the two coaches who currently coach in the DMV who coached Rudy Gay and Delonte West when they played their high school basketball here in the DMV at Spalding and at Eleanor Roosevelt. There's a hint for you. That's where those two played their high school ball. Who were their coaches who are still currently coaching in the DMV? Let's watch a quick highlight package of DeMatha Gonzaga from yesterday. All right, so those were highlights from all the games this week. Quickly, I want to go over the schedule this upcoming week. Handful of games that really strike me as big-time games. I will be attending most of these games. Tomorrow night, Eleanor Roosevelt at Flowers, Largo at Potomac, Gonzaga at O'Connell. Gonzaga at O'Connell, biggest game of the year in the DMV so far to date. O'Connell did get their first loss of the year at Paul VI the other night, but that game is going to be played at Bender Arena at the American University campus. It's a 7:30 game, and it should be a great game. On Wednesday's a real light day. Thursday night, big game. Riverdale Baptist at an undefeated Theodore Roosevelt team. Roosevelt still undefeated, still playing the top teams in the area, and hey, they got a chance to run the table over there. If we do have a city title game, there's a chance they could win that city title game and get a number 1 ranking next to their name when the season's over. It'll be a lot of fun to see, see how they finish out. But they have been playing, almost mistake-free basketball for 18 games already this year. Friday night, O'Connell at McNamara, Blake at Magruder should be a good one. St. James at Maury. That's the game I recommend everyone goes to this week. Obi Echechinoya, sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, about a 6'9" small forward for St. James. His brother's the point guard, but Obi, who's the junior, better prospect, 6'9", blocks shots by the dozens. I went up to Hagerstown and saw him play earlier this year. He notched a triple-double. He is, you could see this guy in the league one day. He's only a junior, and he is an absolute stud. They play at Maury on Friday night at 6 o'clock. Now, Maury is undefeated in the MAC, and this should be a great game. Another good game on Friday, Thomas Stone, North Point, 5:30. Saturday, the place to be, Coolidge at Montrose Christian, 7:30 p.m. This is a repeat. They played last year, so it's kind of a home-and-home 2-year series type game. Payback will be on the mind of Montrose. Last year, Coolidge upset them. This game is at Montrose's gym, tiny gymnasium. If you want to get there early because that gym holds, as many people as my house does. So get there early for that one. And then Sunday, St. John's at O'Connell, 3:30. So that's the schedule for this week. I quickly want to go through the standings of some of the conferences that we talk on this show quite often. So without further ado, Here is the Capital Beltway, standings in the Capital Beltway. You see we've got Riverdale Baptist in first place, 6-0 in the conference, 19-7 overall. Princeton Day just below them, 23-9. National Christian, followed by Friendship Collegiate and Caesars. In the DCI AA East. Now this is, I guess, what you would call the lesser of the two DCI AA conferences. The West Conference has the Coolidges, the Roosevelts. So usually the DCI AA champion comes out of the other bracket. Not always, though. But here's the standings for the DCI AA East, where we have McKinley and Ballou tied atop there. Now we go to the DCI AA West. That's where we've got Roosevelt, 7-0, 17-0. I think they're actually 18-0 now. These standings were done 2 days ago. Coolidge right behind them, then Wilson, Dunbar, Bell, Cardozo, and so on. Now we go to the MAC. Maury, 8-0. They've already clinched the MAC championship, so I guess the battle for second place is upon us now. Sidwell Friends, 4-4, 16-6 overall. Still a great record overall. St. Andrews having a very good season, 13-8. Coach Kevin Jones doing a great job over there. Potomac School, 10-9, and then Flint Hill and Georgetown Day. Montgomery County, 4A East. 4A East. Paint Branch, Sherwood, Blair, Kennedy, Springbrook, Blake. This is a very loaded bracket right here. These schools, along with some Baltimore schools, will play for the 4A East Championship, and the winner of that will go to the Comcast Center later this year. Now, in the 4A West, a lot of people have been talking over the last couple of years about how Magruder has no competition to get to Comcast Center. If you look here, Quince Orchard, Northwest, Clarksburg, and Gaithersburg, Quince having a pretty good year. Clarksburg actually beat Magruder early last week. But Magruder doesn't have much competition if they want to get back to Comcast. And it's unfortunate because the 4A East, you got to beat 4 or 5 real good teams in order to get there. Fortunately for Magruder, not so much the case. We go over to PG County, PG3A, first place, Potomac, Maryland. This is Dion Wiley's team, 12-1 in the conference, 14-2 overall. Largo right behind them. Then Central, Douglas, Surrattsville, Friendly, Crossland, Gwynn Park at the bottom this year. Fairmont Heights and Forestville. Now in the PG County 4A, Eleanor Roosevelt, who a lot of people think are one of the favorites to get back to Comcast this year. 13-1 in division play. 17-1 overall. Definitely the favorite to come out of Prince George's 4A. Wise, Flowers, and Duval also have a chance. And last but not least, the WCAC. Gonzaga, 12-0, undefeated in conference play. O'Connell, 11-1. Something that might surprise a lot of people, St. John's Cadets, third place in the WCAC, above Paul VI, above DeMatha. McNamara actually above DeMatha as well. So the WCAC is very interesting this year. A lot of people think Gonzaga and O'Connell are destined to see each other in the championship, but on any given night, I'll tell you what, St. John's is a feisty team. If their big man Leonard Freeman hadn't transferred to Oak Hill, they would be right in this 1-2 area. But he did, and now they've got a couple 6'5", 6'6" guys playing the post, and they're a very good team. Not a great team, but a very good team. The last thing we're going to do here at Capital Hoops Live on DMVSTREAM.COM is show you the January high school basketball DMV plays of the month. It's about a 4-minute highlight package. These highlights are not up on the internet yet. I wanted to save them to debut them on this show. Unfortunately, it looks like no one has answered the trivia question correct so far. I'll check one more time while this highlight package is running, and if no one gets it, I'll give you guys the answer at the end of the show. So without further ado, Capital Hoops' January plays of the month.
I shoot, swoosh, Capital Hoops. I ball, I shoot, swoosh, Capital
right, folks. Well, that is it for this week. Unfortunately, no one was able to correctly answer the trivia question, so I guess I will give you the answer. Rudy Gay's high school coach at Archbishop Spalding was current Gwynn Park head coach Mike Glick, and Delonte West head coach at Eleanor Roosevelt is current Paul VI coach Glenn Farello. So those are your two answers. We'll have more trivia next week. We'll be giving away t-shirts, DVDs, and more. Again, thanks for your time. Until next week, this is Marc Stern, president of Capital Hoops. See you next week, everybody. Have a great week.